the final video for our last lecture. So this is a little video just on applying for jobs. So this is taking all that information about values education. About values education and then applying it in terms of how you write your cover letter as well, which I think is really, really important information. So slide 20, applying for jobs. The best thing to do is in September actually call the student teacher coordinator that you are familiar with at the schools that you worked at and inquire whether the school has any positions available or knows of any positions that will become available, because at first that should probably be your first point of call, is a school that you're already familiar with and have worked at, and they're already familiar with you, so you've already proven yourself at one part of the job interview, essentially, as it is. Also, start getting the age on a Saturday for the careers section. Schools will start advertising for positions even now for next year. If they know of someone who's going to give birth or anything like that, then they can actually start advertising really early on in the piece. So make sure you start looking at that and get familiar with the terminology and the ways that ads look, ads for teachers look and that sort of thing. Also, online, there are 3 websites on that slide that you can go to for independent schools, private schools. You go to the independent schools website. Also, independent schools will advertise online on their own websites. So if there are schools that you really love or are really interested in, now's the time to start having a look at their website every week and just having a look at the employment section in their website. The second one is the government careers website. You just scroll down to saying job applicants are applying for jobs and click on the little link there, apply for a position, and then, or search for a position, I think it is, and then you type in your method area and follow the prompts. You can actually upload your resume on there so that it sits there at any time, and anytime a principal puts up a position, if it's for psychology, your resume would get sent through to them automatically. With the government website, you do have to answer key selection criteria. That is a painful process, but most of what you answer will be in reference to all of your experience on teaching rounds, which is why it's so important to take those notes in that notebook I was talking to you about. The third one is for Catholic education. So any Catholic schools and their positions, that's the website to go to there. Slide 21. Oh, and you can just see I've put a little picture there as well. There's currently a psych position that's being advertised at Mordialloc College for next year. So that's a good one to look at. What to send to each school that you apply for. So you're expected to send a cover letter, a CV, a curriculum vitae. Sometimes you are expected to just apply online and it will just give you a link to apply online. But a lot of the times I've always done both, much to probably the annoyance of the people that I apply to, but I will always send a hard copy. And what I do is I have my cover letter with a coloured border around it, computer printed border, so it's not something I've drawn. And that coloured border, I make sure that then matches a manila folder that I put it in. I have the same colour paper clip holding that there and holding in my CV. And my CV is presented quite similar to the one on this slide, actually, where I have, particularly for when I was a graduate teacher, I had my teaching philosophy at the very top where it says profile. I had my teaching philosophy, and then I had down the left-hand side all of the my references to call, people that I'd worked with, and then I also had all of my qualifications and things set up there under a whole lot of specific headings on that front page. So it certainly didn't just look like a typed Word document, I can tell you that right now. I put a lot of effort into presenting it with colour, because making it stand out is really important. Resumes that are just a typed up document in a plastic sleeve they look like any other resume. You're not going to get remembered. And what I would do is I would then put that in via express post so that I knew that it would get there quickly and also look important. And once I did that, I would call up 48 hours after I sent it and speak to the PA, whoever I had to send the resume to. I did this every single time. Would speak to the PA and say, "Oh, hello there. This is Felicity Fitzgerald. I actually just sent in a resume to your school a couple of days ago applying for the position of psychology teacher, and I'm just wanting to check that it did actually arrive there safely." And what that means is that, first of all, the PA has exposure to your name, and there is some familiarity there. And we can go back into a lot of psych theories all about familiarity and people's sense of preferring what they know as to what they don't know. So you have that sense of familiarity there. Also, what she has to do then to go and look for my resume is she has to go through, or he has to go through, the whole pile of all of the resumes, find mine, pluck it out, tell me that it's there, and then where does it go? It goes to the top of the pile so that when the student teacher coordinator or the vice principals or the principal or whoever's doing the hiring, particularly would be the director of teacher and learning at most of the schools, the director of staff. Those people have to read through hundreds of resumes to be able to get them after their first cup of coffee when they're fresh. That's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Okay, so I always send it in hard copy. It can't hurt. With your independent schools, you want to focus on your cover letter on how passionate you are about the value of extracurricular programs and students learning time management and work and life balance through a combination of focusing on their academic pursuits and also their extracurricular pursuits. It's all very important because at independent schools, all students have to sign up to an extracurricular program. You as a teacher, if you apply there, are expected to support those extracurricular programs on Saturdays, unless you are lucky enough to be involved in performing arts or debating. Those are run after schools certain really intensive periods. But otherwise, you will sign up to help with tennis coaching, even if you've never played tennis, or cricket coaching, or you will be travelling around on buses every Saturday for a few hours. You do get paid more at independent schools. They do take that into consideration, that you do work that sixth day. But if you are applying there, it is important to understand that you want to play up your enthusiasm for being involved in those extracurricular programs. Okay. With Catholic schools, the thing you want to play up in your cover letter is your ACU degree. You know, you've attended a Catholic university because you value the Catholic ethos, and you're very passionate about the moral and ethical lessons that stem from Catholicism and the Catholic ethos. It's even an integral part of the university from which you graduated, but also an integral part of your life. Okay, so you want to play that up in there too. They're really looking for that because they want to know that you will happily teach RE. They will always, they love young enthusiastic teachers to teach Year 7 and Year 8 and Year 9 RE classes, and it means that if you're a psych and maths teacher and they can put you on a 0.8 load, they want to put you on a whole 1 load, which means full time, and they might just need to fill in a couple of classes here and there. They can fill you up with RE classes. They want to know you're open to that, and you should be. You should be very open to that. RE classes at Year 7, Year 8 levels, they're so fun and cute, and there's a lot of, just storytelling and colouring in and stuff, and kids do their own presentations and create their own prayers and all sorts of things. It's a really lovely little, it's a lovely values curriculum. Government schools, you want to focus on pastoral care and information technology. Most government schools have are given a lot of grants in terms of the innovative use of technology they can have in the classroom. So they'll have interactive whiteboards, they'll have fantastic online discussion forums and online classrooms and collaborative online elements to their lessons. And so you want to talk about how you value the use of technology in your classroom and how we live in an ever-changing, fast-paced, technology-based world, and that students need to be able to keep up with all of this. And so that's one of the things that you're particularly passionate about, is instilling a passion in your students for utilising those sorts of things in a productive manner in the classroom. So social media can be used in a productive way, things like that. Their pastoral care curriculum is really important too at government schools. Government schools in areas where, you know, it's a low socioeconomic area, or it could be just a problem area or whatever it is. And this certainly not all government schools, but, you know, a couple here and there. The pastoral care curriculum is really important because actually getting students to attend can be a real achievement. So you want to talk about pastoral care and wellbeing programs and how integral they are to the success, holistic success of your students. Okay, slide 22. What I've got there is just how to set up a cover letter. And that's quite important. I don't really remember being taught how to write a cover letter when I was at school, and when I was at uni. I think I looked up a lot of how to do it online. But essentially I've got there a bit of a paragraph structure for you, and I'm just going to enlarge that so that I can see it a bit better. So the first paragraph is essentially your credentials. So what course you completed, what your methods were, where did you teach where did you complete your teaching rounds, what levels did you teach, did you help with homeroom teaching or pastoral care, did you, sorry, I've just got to, someone's calling my phone. Your second paragraph is all about your teaching experience. So talk up what you did on your teaching rounds in terms of designing lessons, designing content, delivering engaging lessons, lunchtime workshops that you ran, camps that you went on, tutoring that you did with students, any outside tutoring that you do, what co-curricular programs you've been involved with. Also, so essentially you're talking about what you've done that was really fantastic at school. The third paragraph is all about awards, accolades, results, interests, values. So have you received any awards for excellence or leadership outside of school, or, you know, Young Australia Award or Youth Awards or anything like that? What initiatives have you taken beyond your practicum and beyond your teaching that make you a valuable asset to a school? Look also at the school that you're applying to and what values they are proud to promote, and talk about how you value their values. So as I was just talking about before, in your terms of your Catholic schools, your private schools and your government schools, look on the school's website and play up if they're all about positive psychology, or if they're all about mindfulness, or if they're all about IT, or if they're all about integrity or academic excellence. You have to play that up in your cover letter. And finally, that last section is all about how you can, why you're so fabulous. You describe yourself in 3 words. I believe my holistic, communicative and innovative approach to teaching will be an asset to your school, blah, blah, blah. And you also refer to their values as well again. So, I believe this would be an asset to your school's focus on resilience and well-being and technology, or whatever it is. So that is how to write it. That's on slides 23 and 24. I was just trying to read all of that tiny writing on slide 22, and then I realised I've actually made it big for you guys on slide 23 and 24. Okay, so that's just a little bit of how to write a cover letter. If you would like to send through any of those cover letters, if you create one while you're on your teaching rounds and you want some feedback on that, please send it through to me. I'm more than happy to help you out. And you just want to make sure that you do so before the 10th of August, because 10th of August is when I'm expecting Bubs to arrive, so that I can move. Would be really handy. So I won't be correcting much work then. I'll be pretty busy. But thank you to all of you who have been so wonderful throughout the semester and been so gracious in dealing with all of this online content and these videos that seem to go on forever. And best of luck for your teaching rounds or for your exams, and best of luck for the job hunt next semester. I wish you all very, very well in your endeavours as you embark on this journey to join one of the most amazing professions in the world. Okay, bye for now.